Okay, in this video, I'm going to continue talking about the parking lot. In the last one, I added the parking spaces, and now what I'm going to do is add the pavement. So previously, we had been working with a contour, a topography using the Toposolid tool, and this is the shape of our Toposolid surface. What we're going to be doing in this step is, I'm going to go back to the site plan here, is basically making a negative space out of the parking area and adding a second Toposolid. But actually, I will do that in reverse. I'm going to draw on top of the current Toposolid, and then I'll come back and eliminate the other one. So I will go to Massing and Site, Toposolid. And so the one that we have currently in the file is this grassy covered Toposolid. And what we're going to do now is create a second type. I'll make a duplicate, and I'm going to call this one asphalt pavement. Say okay. And then I'll edit it. And instead of that grass material, I'm going to search for asphalt. And we're going to see a bunch of options. I'm going to choose the light gray one because I feel like the image is a little bit dark. But you could use any one of these three: asphalt pavement, dark gray, or light gray, whatever you prefer. And click on that. This one. And say okay. And I'm also going to add, and I'm going to move it down in the list, a layer of gravel. So that's important in the application of asphalt to have a layer of this gravel. Okay, and I'll say okay. Now, in terms of thicknesses, for my asphalt, I'm going to make it 3, and for that gravel layer, I'm going to make it 6. I'm going to say okay. And that's all. Okay. Now I'll just begin drawing it. So let's see here. So I'll use the line tool, and I'll just go through the process of tracing this whole thing, and I will come back and add those radiused corners as I had done previously. Now, in this design that I have here on the screen, I have this area or this end of the parking that I don't have a slab or any other surface in there. To put a curb, I could always come back and add a little landscaped area that had a curb. So let's extend this out to here. I may have to come back and clean up some of these corners. I'm going to go all the way around. And I'm going to take it out to the road and bring it over some distance. If you want, you could go all the way across. I'll just bring it down a little bit past that crop window, and same thing over here, and then I'll return and keep going here. Right, and again, I'm going to have to make some revisions here, but I just want to get in some basic geometry that I can work with. I think I brought it over further, and I'll just make that correction. Okay, I just made a few adjustments there, and now I'm going to start adding the radii. So again, it's this tool that is in the modify the draw panel there. And I'm going to click on radius, and I'll go around and make each of these corners 2 feet except for the one at the street, which I'm going to make 10. So maybe I'll do that one first. All right, so I've gone around and I've created all those 2-foot radii, and I've got the 10-foot ones here, and now I'm going to hit the check mark. All right, now you will get this error message, and that's okay. There's going to be an overlap until we get rid of the extra portions. I'm going to close that. But now we should see that we have, let's change. I'm going to make this fine, and I'm going to add some texture here. So you can see that there's now a different surface in there. And so now what I need to do is go and eliminate that same profile from the first topo surface that I made. Now, previously, I had pinned my topo surface, so I'm going to unpin it. So there's a little pin there, and you can basically just click on it to remove the pin, and that way I can edit it as I had, as I've edited other things. Now here's what I can do, and let me cancel out of this and go back in again. I've selected that Toposolid, and I'm going to click on Edit Sketch. And then when I come in here closer, I can use the Pick Lines tool, which basically allows me to pick the lines that I had just drawn with that asphalt Toposolid. So I can go around and click on them, and that maybe will save a little bit of time. Let's see here. That one's sitting on top of the property line, so maybe come back and draw that. But I can basically go around the whole plan and select all of the lines. All right, so I've already gone around, and looks like I'm able to use the tab tool. I was able to use it on the other side to close up this one. But for this little last section, I'll just draw a line and connecting those 2 points. And then I'm going to hit the check mark. Okay, so there's still some kind of overlap condition happening here, but I'm not going to worry about it. I basically have the topo surface, so the Toposolid, everywhere except underneath my paving here. That's it for this part of the assignment. Next, we'll be working on some of the other site work or site components.